for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal, Ruhl, that guy over there. D-Mac, Darren McCarty in the house. We got KG here. We got Spencer, Racks on Racks on Racks. We have all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe, get in there, get your thoughts in there in the chat thread. A top five Wednesday.
Smells today, baby.
Top five
smells. Stay tuned.
I'm just going to tell you guys, I can't wait to hear Spencer Raxter's list already.
Yeah.
It's electric. And low-key,
Good list.
Spenny's become kind of the driver with the top five list.
As he should be.
Yeah.
This is right
His domain.
Right out of the heavyweight lore. If you do not have not checked out 5 to 7 here, Woodward Sports, Spenmo Rax, and that other guy, what's his name? Sleazy Easy.
Sleazy.
So that's why I like it. You bring a little bit of heavyweights here, but isn't it right in his MO?
It is.
Spencer Raxter, a
right
top
in his
5
wheelhouse.
list. And because, you know what? Half as boring as a top 10. He'd never do that.
No.
Top 5 wrestlers of all time.
Ooh, I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
That's a good one. And guys, you can fire this stuff off too, because I have a living document right now.
Go tell people out there, not only the ones that we've done, what do we do? Top 5 cheeses, top 5 planets, top 5 numbers, top 5
elements on the periodic table.
I do have to erase top 5 smells.
We got slow. How many top 5 lists we got? We almost got a top 5 list.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We have 16 of them in the queue right now.
Nice.
With the addition of top 5 wrestlers. I do like this one.
Top 5 dog names.
I do like this one. Top 5 disappointments.
Yeah, we're supposed to do that one.
I think that one may be coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, I like that.
That one may be coming up pretty soon.
And remember, this ain't sports. This is life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top 5 stripper names is still in play.
Okay.
Top 5 villains is out there. Top 5 pizza toppings. You got to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the ones that top 5 potato chips. Mm-hmm. Top 5 sounds, top 5 beers, top 5 stadium, top 5 road signs. That one's going to be coming up soon too.
Yeah.
And if you guys got something good, fire it off. I'll put it in the document. Pete Smith in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. 22 days away from opening day. That's kind of ridiculous, isn't it?
That's pretty crazy.
Start singing, Spenny. We need to start that telethon.
Yeah.
Let's get that Almago.
Let's do it.
Let's see. We brought it up yesterday when we were out there at Suburban Collection, representing out. Shout out to everybody. What was that? MGIA?
Yes, Michigan Green Industry. Yeah.
So the fact that we were out there and we brought it to, $98 million, that's all we need.
That's a drop in the bucket.
22 days, can we raise $98 million?
Drop in the bucket.
We're putting the finishing touches on it. We're going to talk to our people. We're thinking about having El Mago buyout telethon.
Hey, did you know I saw, stumbled upon, actually, there was a big meeting going on about this at the network yesterday after our show.
Really?
Yeah, I saw it in the parking lot. The minds were gathered. So stay tuned, guys.
Stay tuned. Tyler B. Good morning, Woodward. Let's go Red Wings. We'll talk about the Red Wings a little bit. I have a trade deadline question for D-Mac. I think it's a bit of a conundrum. I think we're chasing our tail a little bit. I'll discuss. We will bring that up later. Tag day came and went. The fallout. Some news, by the way, about who the Lions might be in the trade market for. Hint, 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 hint. What are you shaking your head about, KG?
I don't think. We'll see. I'll just leave it at that.
Anybody surprising not protected? Anybody out there?
Were you stunned by anything? I wasn't really stunned by
Not
anything.
really, no.
But Daniil Hunter, maybe?
Maybe, but I mean, I didn't. I figured they weren't going to tag him.
Yeah. There was nothing that was really
Kirk Cousins didn't get the tag.
jaw-dropping or anything. Well, he can't be tagged.
Yeah.
Because he's not a free agent until next week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Shout out to his agent.
Yeah.
His deal is over March 13th. Tag deadline day is March 5th.
It's big facts.
You can't tag someone that's under contract.
Oh, saucy! That's right out of your. That's right out of your playbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
If Neal Ruhl was an agent.
If I was an agent, I would absolutely do that. But yeah, jump on in there. and get your thoughts out there. We do have a lot of stuff that we want to get to today. Let's go Red Wings Party. Remember when Brandon Katz said Eisenman failed by not getting Timo Meier last deadline? Pepperidge Farm remembers. So there's that out there as well. But yeah. DMAC, I did want to talk about this. And, we let people, trickle in right now and gather and get ready to go. But occasionally something catches my eye in the world of news or something I see that I want to bring to the people. And I brought this up about 3 minutes before the show because that's when I decide these things. And Spenmo was a bit stunned. He was a bit shaken. KG kind of slid right in line with it. DMAC, I want to hit you with this.
Where was I with the conversation? Wasn't I standing here?
I think you were, yeah. Yeah, you were.
Okay.
You were here.
All right.
I don't know if you guys heard this or not. And judging by your reaction, some of you haven't, namely the ones on this show. But DMAC, I don't know if you caught this or not. Wendy's, purveyor of good chili, I think a very underrated chicken sandwich, the spicy chicken sandwich.
Junior bacon cheeseburgers a hit.
Junior bacon cheeseburger slaps, the value menu slaps. Very underrated fast food place.
Faux for faux. You can't beat that.
No, you can't beat that. Very good chicken nuggets, spicy nugs.
Spicy nugs.
All of it. I don't know if you saw this or not. Frosties. Wendy's is considering, you know how when you do the Uber thing and they have the surge pricing, which magically happens at every airport in America.
I hate it.
Wendy's is looking to do this with their menu, where a chicken sandwich that may cost you $6 at dinner will maybe start to cost you $7 at dinner, but only cost you $3 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
That big of a discount?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm giving you an example.
No, I'm wondering, so you're talking about surge prices.
Surge pricing.
Changing the price, how much is it going to change by?
Not by a lot.
Right, like a quarter?
Yeah.
50 cents? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's a couple dollars. Because if it is, then that'll change people's eating habits, especially what is a fast food. Like, for me, it's an easy stop with the kids.
Yeah.
And stuff like that when you're hustling and bustling and things like that. So, I mean, if you got more than one kid and you got 4 kids in the car going to hockey practice and stuff like this, yeah, you might change your flight pattern depending on what it is. But it'll be interesting, Neal, to see what the price differential is. If it's enough. Like, how much does it have to be for you to take notice? $1?
Well, I mean,
it doesn't matter. Like, guys like you and I, when we talked about it, that fits us because we eat at different times, or that sort of fits into my eating habit if I was going to eat there. I don't eat much Wendy's or fast food, but it's good to know. But I just wonder if it's like if it's $3, like if it's $7 at prime time eating hours and it's $3 or half as much, then yeah, the lines are going to get bigger. You're going to have Chick-fil-A lines everywhere.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, and people talked about it too because Wendy's has backtracked on this a little bit, but at the same time they didn't dismiss it. They didn't say, no, we're definitely not doing it.
They're going to do it.
Ryan's reaction, Wendy's already backtracked on surge pricing.
But isn't this one of those things that you'd ask for forgiveness, not permission, and just do it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Until somebody noticed and then they brought it up?
And to be honest, it's the future. They got to find ways to get people in during dead periods. So,
right, because you're taking advantage of supply and demand. Like, that's basic business, right? Like, supply and demand, that's the way that it works. I support it because, again, I circle back to what everybody else does. What's in it for me? How does it affect me? I eat dinner around, because I get home, I pick up the kids from school, I get home, and then I try to cook dinner, have it ready for the missus when she comes home. I usually eat dinner about 3:30. So I think that this is something for me that would.
70?
What's it? Well, that's how I work, Spenny.
That's fair.
But I don't eat lunch.
It's a weird time.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? I don't eat lunch, so that's my thing, and that's how I operate. Art Vandelay, Uncle Dave is rolling in his grave. I don't know. Pete Smith, I will not bid for a junior bacon cheeseburger.
Bid.
Well, I don't think you're asking you to bid.
Right.
Sean Rounds, next Wendy's will be a subscription service, GTFOH. That would be pretty dope,
this
actually.
is the future, y'all. This is where
This
it's
is
all
the future.
headed
But
to.
you see, that's the point of this discussion,
where it's
KG
headed.
and DMAC and Spenny. Like, that's what I'm getting at. You're seeing it everywhere. And what's funny to me is, like, you get this, right? Like there's outrage. Wyatt Bear, last hour's price is not this hour's price. Isn't it just an extension? Like what? It's a great saying, right? Like everybody, yesterday's prices are not today's prices. But when somebody does it to you, like you can do it to other people, but when someone does it to you, well, that's different.
Stupid.
But Spenny, we do it already and we accept it.
Yeah.
When you get an Uber, you accept it.
All right,
It's true.
Don't
Bring
get
back
Uber at
taxis.
4.
Bring back. You know you don't want no taxi.
No, I don't.
Come on, bro. So I guess that's it. Like, is this like everything else, D-Mac, where when I'm listening to the people here talk, is this like my Peacock argument where you can all talk tough until it's time to go watch the game?
Exactly.
Like, you're not going to do
You
it.
can all talk tough until it's 7 p.m. and you want a baconator.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when it's 6 o'clock and you're just getting off work, you know what it is. But D-Mac, is this another example of that or not? Will people draw a line? Because I don't think they will.
No, I don't think they will at this because I don't think it's big enough line to draw. Right? You know what I'm saying? Supply and demand. If you want that Baconator, you want those nuggies, you want that junior, bacon cheeseburger, it's going to be a quarter more. Like, how many people have gone to McDonald's and it was like, whoa, this is like, you get, number one, whether it's breakfast or Big Mac or whatever, and it's over $10, and you're like, it hits you because that's never been over $10, but you don't really, it doesn't change your operating because it's not to me, it's not a big enough dollar. Like I said, if you have more people and you plan on it and go to that, but the 4-for-4s and all this other stuff like that. So, but I think Kenny's right. The way of the future. Because how are you going to get people in? So there's going to be something, and it's like the same thing as what they try to get you to use your order online, and they give you discounts and stuff, and it's sort of like cheaper and stuff like this. It's just the way of the future of how to figure it out.
And when you think about it, establishments already do it. Like if you go to a McDonald's, let's say in Redford Township, it might be priced different if you go to a McDonald's in West Bloomfield or something like that.
Right.
So they kind of already do this stuff.
The bougie McDonald's.
Which one's higher?
Probably the suburban McDonald's. I mean,
just checking.
just being real.
No, but they talked about it too. Like I was reading some of the remarks by the Wendy's people. They're going to use AI on the menu for like what they advertise on the menu based on what sells, what they need to sell, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like it is, and I know I know they got a lot of pushback and stuff like that, but there's a lot of pushback against Peacock, and then all of a sudden I read that the NFL playoff game was the most streamed event in the history of streaming television. So again, somebody's lying.
Somebody got to be the martyr.
And again, it's different though because look at the prices we're talking about, right? We're talking $10 and under, even the Peacock, where people can say, last minute I'm gonna suck it up. It's not like it's that pay-per-view for $100. You know what I mean? We're not talking about Morton's, dropping the, what I mean? It's sort of niche. So I think it's in that area where it's almost like Five Below. You go in there, everything's $5 or Dollar Tree, right? And then it comes to now our entertainment.
Hoof Hearted says, and guys, don't forget this too. This is great economic advice from Hoof Hearted, who says, every change a corporation makes is bad for the consumer. They don't make changes without increasing profit, the cost of which the consumer ultimately bears, which that's business 101, man. Like, that's how it all works. So, no one's doing you a favor. That is for sure. Unless, I can get it cheaper, then they're doing me a favor, I guess, right? But no.
Always. Convenience, right?
I guess,
Convenience sells.
Danny G, I got $1 over here. $1. Do we hear $2? $2. So spicy chicken nuggets. Do I hear two? Give me $3. So yes. Just a fan. If you have to ask the price of chili, you can't afford it.
That's a good point.
you know what I'm saying, man. Wyatt Bear, Target just announced a yearly subscription. What would Target announce a subscription for?
Not sure.
But again, everybody's trying to figure out that's what the new thing is, right?
Absolutely.
Membership, subscription, this, that. They got to hook you in somehow.
All right. We got some Lions stuff to get to. Red Wing stuff as well. I have a trade deadline question for DMAC. The NHL trade deadline's Friday. So tag deadline just passed. We're in the sweet spot, everybody. We all love it. It's fantasy sports time, everybody. Right. So we get to we get to get it on and popping. Tell them about Dispo, D-Mac. Surge pricing at Dispo?
Never. Absolutely never. Visit Dispo Dispensary today because March Madness, it's officially here. Dispo is giving away $1,000 to the best bracket at each location. So Battle Creek, Romeo, Whitmore Lake, Hazel Park, Bay City, North and South, and Ann Arbor. Go get your blank brackets now. Fill them out and return them by St. Patty's Day, March 17th, to secure your entry for a chance to win $1,000. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Buying your first Feldman Chevrolet is much more than buying the car that will get you from point A to point B. It's a place for first memories, some big, some small. As she grows, you're not just buying her a Chevy, you're buying into a Feldman family. With more than 700,000 vehicles sold, from generation to generation, Feldman just keeps rolling.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party. It's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Hey, how would you like to win $50,000? It's a Woodward Sports 50K Bracket Buster Challenge, brought to you by Glorious Cannabis, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, and Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. Register for your chance to win at any Lady Jane's or Soroki's location, or just scan the QR code right next to me, right there. You see? No, actually, I'm pointing there we go. Now I'm pointing the proper way. The shot clock is ticking. Register today at WoodwardSportsBracket.com. That's WoodwardSportsBracket.com, and you can be $50K richer. Just saying, I gave the people UConn last year. Gave it to them. We remember.
You did? Yeah.
We remember.
I
Absolutely.
said Miami was gonna. I had Miami, and they made it to the Final Four.
Yeah. Miami will not make the Final Four this year.
No, they won't.
You have to be in the tournament in
Yes.
order to make the Final Four.
That is true.
Yes. Yesterday, NFL Lions made a move, and as is tradition, the news dropped literally as we were walking away from our show.
10 minutes after the show, we got the news. I was so mad.
Which is the way that it works. But Emmanuel Mosley signed. Have we gotten any dollar figures?
No.
We have
not
not.
yet.
Okay. We have not. People were acting like this was a big deal. To me, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's
Low risk.
Yeah, low risk, 1-year deals. Okay, I would guess. We know it's not more than the 6 he got last year, right?
Right.
But it
There's
was
no
6 last
chance.
year.
Maybe cheaper. Who
It
knows?
has to be.
It's got to be cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be just based on business.
Yeah, it's probably 4.
Because if it was 6 with 1 bad ACL, what's it with 2 bad ACLs?
And that was my only gripe about it is, they were pushing for him to be CB1 before he got injured this last season. You can't have that mindset with this deal. You got to still go get a corner number 1 for this run.
I think you're right, but this is sort of like a contingency plan, because if it does work out for a $4 million or $5 million investment, and it's the same thing as we were talking about last year, right? That it can work out. But you're right. I think that they've realized, and I always go back to, and I bring it up all the time, Dan Campbell. We got to prepare that every guy's starter is going to get injured, and how are we going to? But I think that they both have something to prove. If you're Mosley, and you're a professional and whatever like that, and from what we've only seen briefly of him, but as far as the locker room and stuff like this tells me that what he did that we didn't see being hurt is part of that culture that they're building.
Yeah.
But also, too, he's got something to prove. And I think that Neal, the upside to the money's the downside, and the fact that if he gets hurt again, but if he does work out or he can add something there because of the experience. Now he's been out, missed a year, stuff like this, so I don't mind it. This is sort of like to me this re-signing is culture. It's what they built there, and he's a part of it that we can't see because we don't see him on the field.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's
so
exactly.
This is Brad Holmes being Brad Holmes.
Yeah. Lions also signed Shane Zylstra yesterday as well. As far as the rest of the league, in terms of tags, obviously we knew that Brian Burns got tagged. Josh Allen from Jacksonville as well. He got tagged. Antoine Winfield Jr., Matabuke, Jalen Johnson, Michael Pitt. The usual suspects.
Right.
Like pretty much everybody that we thought that was going to be tagged did get tagged. T. Higgins, obviously, earlier on in the process. L'Jarius Sneed was also given the tender earlier this week as well. But the news that kind of popped me a little bit was to see that Sneed obviously is a little bit different than the rest, where the Chiefs are giving him permission. I still think that when push comes to shove, he's going to end up playing for Kansas City next year.
I do too. I think he's just, too valuable to that or what the asking price is.
Right.
The one thing that sort of piqued my query, and it was not both guys, because I think Jamal Adams is probably at the end of his run, but Quandre Diggs in Seattle and stuff like that. Now, that's a guy that we're familiar with here.
Yeah.
And obviously, left under bad terms, but that was under the old regime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that, I saw some conversations and stuff like this where, Quandre Diggs out there, do you use that money that for C.J. Gardner-Johnson and sign, Diggs? Is Diggs a better alternative than C.J. Gardner-Johnson? I mean, if you're given, what they've proven, and I guess locker room, it all depends on what you got. But I guess that's options. And I guess my point is that's the one that sort of, oh, wow, he's available. Like, would be like the only one that might have surprised me that might have an impact here. Do you guys see a pathway of maybe him being on Brad Holmes' wish list?
Well, I mean, it comes back to the number, right? Because Quandre Diggs was released he was a $13 million a year player. Like, people forget that.
Will they get that? Like we've talked yesterday about the running backs. Nobody's franchising, dime a dozen getting paid. Are the corners and the safeties still that way, or is somebody going to pay him that money?
I mean, he's got that name recognition, right? Because I would ask the people, and I probably let the cat out of the bag early on that. Like because if you're talking Quandre Diggs at $13 million, say you're talking him at 10. Well, I'll take C.J. Gardner-Johnson at 6 all day, every day.
Oh yeah.
And like, you can be romantic about what Quandre Diggs used to be, but I'm talking about money in the here and now. You know what I'm saying?
Because the difference in the talent and what he's going to perform on the field, you save in the money, and then you hope you get from Gardner-Johnson or whatever else. So that's a position that some of these guys just price themselves out of what you want to do, right?
Right.
Pretty much.
No, absolutely.
So that's why it's not as big of a point of contention, I guess, because the money's not even similar or half.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. Just-A-Fan says he won't play until November, also due to his rehab. Is any of that confirmed, or is that just people's
I think that's
conjecture? Is it?
I
Okay.
haven't heard anything official.
I haven't either. I'm curious to hear like the whole
Spenny, did I read
the whole setup?
Did I see Jerry Jacobs?
Jerry Jacobs is gone. Yeah.
He got released
He
too.
sent a cryptic tweet out.
How cryptic, like?
I didn't see it. I just saw the headline that it was a cryptic sort of tweet. But
Let me see here.
What's a cryptic tweet?
He says, "You must make a decision that you are going to move on from. It won't happen automatically. You will have to rise up and say, I don't care how hard this is. I don't care how disappointed I am. I'm not going to let this get the best of me. I'm moving on with my life."
oh, he's gone.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
yeah. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
No, I mean,
D-Mac, you got to do it properly.
I do. I've met him. I mean, he's a great kid.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I wish him.
yeah.
I wish him the best. And
See, D-Mac, you got to do it properly. That sounded.
No.
That was tone. that was tone.
I don't have tone, Neal.
Hey, sometimes tone is not implied,
I
but
don't
it's still.
have tone, Neal.
D-Mac, did he not? KG did not have tone right there. That was tone. Spenny, was that tone?
That was tone.
Sounded like tone.
Good luck. That was so too.
No, you have to follow it with in your future endeavors.
Oh, good luck in your future endeavors.
There,
JJ.
see? Now, isn't that totally different right
Sounds
there?
a lot better.
Don't categorize me in the tone world. That's left for you.
Yeah, so,
That
all
was
right.
unfair.
Dan Wood says D-Mac is tone deaf. I wouldn't go that far.
Thank you. Thank you.
But we kind of already figured this was coming. I think a couple weeks ago I said he was already cut, but it was coming. We need more depth in this room anyway. So
Yeah, absolutely. Chris says, Iffy, Kirby, and Branch are all way better value than Diggs at this point. And Chris brings up a good point there. Like, I think we see this, right? Like, Quandre Diggs, I remember him. And, like, we forget what the room is like right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a great point. That's
really
a great point. You got to.
I'm not interested.
You got a
Yeah.
football. We're not sitting here going like replacing, lack of a better term, some of your knockdown soldiers, right? Like this and that. We got actually real players. I like to read that because you're right. Iffy, Kirby, and Branch.
loaded room already.
Well, like to need more players, and obviously look at if Mosley could be effective and stuff like this. If we ever get a number one to help Cam Sutton out and stuff like this, like Neal, like we're closer than we've ever been, right?
Yeah.
Why are we obsessed with the bring 'em home thing?
Bring them home.
Like, I know we joke about it, Spenny.
Spenny just likes to say it.
Yeah, well, I like to say it too for guys
Yeah.
that have never been here before. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Like, L'Jarius Sneed, bring him
Bring 'em
home. You know what I'm
home.
saying? He's never been here. But why are we obsessed with that? Like, the second anybody who used to play here comes available, people are like, go get him.
It's classic Lions fan syndrome. We always want the big name, but we've never really gotten the big name
it's
unless
all-
we drafted the big name.
Right.
So it's that, man. That's really how I categorize it.
It's old behavior, but here's the thing too, right? Now, like we got to change that mentality.
Yeah.
Right, it's our fandom mentality because lack of a better term, it's more of a destination place than it's ever been.
Right.
Wouldn't you say, Neal?
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I mean, I think it's more of how we view it, and it's more or less the same thing. You've been eating the same breakfast. You've been eating cornflakes and bananas for your whole life. Now you switch it up to French toast, and you like it, but you go, next morning. How many times you done this? Oh man, I can't wait. I'm gonna have French toast again tomorrow. And next thing you know, you're pouring a bowl of oatmeal or pouring a bowl of cornflakes and cutting up a banana. Going, I don't even want this, but muscle memory. So we got to change.
Sean Round says Jerry Jacobs officially non-tendered per Tom Pellisario, so now an unrestricted free agent. So I think
Colosia brought it up, the fact that means that he probably took another offer. Right? I made a decision.
Mike G, Kenneth Walker, bring him home.
Bring
Ryan
him
Shaw,
home.
Chris Jones, bring him home.
Bring them home.
Absolutely. Kevin Bell, Diggs for what? Great memories? Well, that's kind of my point about it, too. Like, when you're coming from that salary stratosphere, I'm not interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a great dude from, seemed to really like playing in Detroit. Cool, but, this is a business.
And you generally don't need him. I mean, with the rise of Iffy, you really don't necessarily need him. Even C.J. Gardner-Johnson is kind of like a cherry on top. You don't need him. Would you like to have him? Yes.
No, absolutely. So,
And this is breaking news per Jeremy Fowler. The Detroit Lions will not tender cornerback Jerry Jacobs.
all right, so there it is.
There it is, official.
So, okay. And in the words of Darren McCarty,
Good luck, Jerry Jacobs, in your future endaurs.
Thank you for your service to the organization. D-Mac, we're working on it. We're working on
That
it.
was better?
Yeah,
I like
it was
Jerry.
better. That
Okay.
was better.
All right.
You need to lead it with a thank you for your service to the organization and the community. Good luck in your future endeavors.
That sounds like a press release.
Correct.
Okay, that's why you're doing it. All right.
Correct. Tell them about Guardian.
Absolutely. Guardian Alarm, let them offer you customized solutions from real experts. That's right, professional technicians who take the time to recommend secure and automated solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and real people. Yes, Homo sapiens who have been proven to care. Business, pleasure. Guardian doesn't care. Just give them a call. 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the back of the net, McKinnon.
Stay out of the surge, Wendy's. Guardian
true.
Alarm, local security experts. Tell them Big the Energy. We sent you.
just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Listen up, guys. The new Glorious Ice Water Bubble Hash pre-roll, now with diamonds, is here, constantly pushing to create the best canna experience. The perfect boost comes when you've added the touch of pure THC diamond dust, allowing flower with only the highest terps, which means flavor, making the best better. Glorious Cannabis, check us out at your local retailer. Go to gloriouscanna.com. Glorious! That'll blow your brains out. That's fire. I like that one. Can we have that again, Kenny? Oh, sorry. I thought it was.
Don't worry. We'll wait, KG.
Never mind.
We'll wait, KG.
Yeah.
Waiting. Waiting. Come on, KG. How good are you in the cooker, bro? Not very, apparently. Come on, KG.
Hey, you know what? We wish KG the greatest in his future endeavors. Thank you for what you've done to the organization. You're a committed member of it.
Good luck.
Hey, KG, in the future, can you put that Glorious somewhere where I can hear it more often? All right, no worries, bud. All right, that's
back
all
at
we
it.
need. That's all we need.
Lots of love for Ziggy Ansah. Bring him home. Bring him home. Absolutely. Back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter as well. All right, I wanted to get into this. And
What's that?
What's that?
Did that just kick on? Did you hear that?
Oh, the AC?
Yeah, did it just kick on?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, jeez. It's scared the shit out of me.
The L'Jarius Sneed discussion, and here's where we will get into this, because they were named. The Detroit Lions were named. Anywhere up to 6 suitors are involved, I guess, in the L'Jarius Sneed discussion. Spenny, mark me on any of this. Tell me anything that I'm incorrect on. Okay. We've seen it, right? We've seen the reports.
Yes.
So I want to talk about this philosophically. And I could see a path for this. I could see an interest for that. And I know that right away people would say, and I've heard this because of my good friends, my good buddy Terminal Dennis says, well, that's not a Brad Holmes type move. And I think that there's a lot of sentiment of that around the Lions fans right now, where yes, that could not be the case. But D-Mac, hear me out here. Let me give you the path for it. Because we saw this with the Rams. And I know Brad Holmes wasn't, the guy in charge or anything like that. But he was there. And have we seen Brad Holmes do some Rams-type tendencies?
Yeah.
We have.
We have.
We have.
Yes.
That's fair. So, and this is true too, Rack. Is it still weird to anyone else that the Lions are even being named at potential landing spots for guys like Sneed? What a time to be alive.
Big facts.
And
goes back to
Rack is right.
Right. No, 100%. But it goes back to us learning that we're a destination now.
Mm-hmm. No, it is.
And guys, just pause. 2-time Super Bowl champion, one of the best at his position. We're legitimately talking about a pathway to bring one of the best players in the league here. Whether it comes to fruition or not, it's reality. That's what we have to get comfortable with.
Yeah, and so I guess, Spenny, I would have to go to you on this. This is more your realm than mine. Just cooking it up off the top of your head, and you're not a GM. Mm-hmm. But you and I deal in reality a lot. That's what I like about you. You would get in the fantasy, but you'll be in reality. What do you think a trade package from the Lions to the Chiefs? If you were trying to make the Chiefs give you L'Jarius Sneed, what do you think they would take? If you were the Chiefs, what would it take for you to get Sneed?
Probably a second and a fifth, a future fifth. Second this year and a future fifth.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheap.
With 6 suitors?
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's not going to cost you a first-round pick.
Really?
That's still cheap,
Yes.
though.
So
I would be stunned.
I guess I'll take the easy way, and say so. Your pick, your last pick, your late pick in the first round this year, for him, is that too much, Spenny? Or is that?
I don't think it's too much.
Not for spending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, is that a realistic to think that, okay, if I give this up to land this guy, anybody opposed to that? Like, so Spenny's telling us a second and a fifth, right? Where Neal, I've heard from your tone, and I understand is like, wait, that's it?
Well, this all depends too. Where the trade package, are we talking about Sneed on that 1 year? You know what I'm saying?
you would have to
are you
work
talking about Sneed with an extension?
So,
have to work on
well,
that
here's the
Yes.
here's the whole thing. Sneed on a 1 year. Is he worth that?
Not for 1 year. If I'm giving up the first, it's got to be a long-term contract.
Well, here's the thing, though. Time out. No, I disagree.
Okay.
In the window, just in this fact, in the window of the NFL, if Brad Holmes goes and makes that deal and tells you that first rounder, that's what other teams sort of do. That tells me, holy shit, buckle up, boys. This is our year. He thinks that, like, we're all in. Like, isn't that more the all-in move, or am I not reading that correctly? Even if it is the 1 year move, right? Then you know exactly where you're going for the rest of the draft. And I don't, like, am I reading it wrong? But to give away that first rounder for 1 year at L'Jarius Sneed, if they think that they're that close, are you against it? Is it put you back? No, I don't see. And here's the thing, because I go to Brad Holmes, and I guess the caveat is because I know with the rest of his draft picks, 4 out of 5 of them, 5 out of 6 of them will find a way into this roster. Yeah. So I can use this late pick, right, which I've talked about trading out of the first round. Maybe that's just a little bit of Brad Holmes saying, hey, I'm looking to move this pick. Like, I'm looking to trade this pick. Don't be confident in me having this. I think everybody here, what would you take? You want that first round pick announced downtown Detroit, or you want it dealt for L'Jarius Sneed for a 1 year?
Well, you know the people's answer to that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What, you're saying that they're going to take downtown?
No. You know.
Okay, well, good. No, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
It's Sneed, right? Even on the 1 year, Kenny. Because doesn't that?
Maybe
my mind would be blown, because that tells me that they're saying full speed ahead. That's a full speed ahead move.
Maybe if our team was more solidified and we had a run of going to the NFC Championship, if you want to spend a first round pick on a rental, that's fine. But in this position right now, a first round pick is very high for a 1 year rental.
See,
we still need a lot of stuff on this defense. That's the only reason I would say that.
See, I'm thinking window. Look at last year.
Look at how close it is.
I get it. But what I'm saying is, if they think they're that close, and I believe they're a year away too, and you're right. But the impact and the fact of what they have, just because of how they draft and stuff, it's just something to think about, right? Because you get them on a 1 year, you get there, you get close. I don't know. It's just a question.
If you do that move, it's got to be a Super Bowl appearance, and at least, I mean, you can argue if they win or not, but you got to make it to the Super Bowl.
But isn't that what we want?
I mean,
he's telling you we're all in.
But if you don't make the Super Bowl, then it looks
stupid. But it doesn't, because see, I disagree, because you've insulated the rest of it by your draft class and the guys you've already drafted, and I'm going by. He's going to continue to draft players, right? Yeah, so even if this is your misnomer, or you swing and a miss with this, you've still developed the guys, the branches, and all your young guys are a year older. All this other stuff, and the guys you drafted are developed. Yeah, it'd be like What's any different than drafting Eric Ebron in the first round? or missing on a pick or whatever. Like I think like the gamble just tells you that, because to me it tells me that they think. It's what the move tells me of what they're preaching at the Lions, is that they believe that they have enough to do that.
I get what you mean. I just wouldn't agree at this stage. Like, once the Lions make a run of being a consistent winning team, then maybe
This is where we can agree.
Like,
if this was next year, right, where we think they're going to be, right? Like let's project to see where this team is, and and had this decision to make next year, it's almost more of a no-brainer, right? Because we think we're going to at least get back.
I could see it more next year, but depending on what they would do.
In the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Robert Colosi, a fun fact, you can negotiate the extension with Snead prior to the trade, so you're not in the rental situation. No, I understand that, Robert. I'm talking about philosophically right now, because it goes back to this comment for me. Real cream of wheat. Here's the meat, man, and this is what we're going to get into in the next segment. We aren't a Snead away from a Super Bowl. They still need a defensive line.
We are a Snead away from making the Super Bowl last year.
Because does it bounce off Snead's face mask?
No.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
let's
identify where we are.
I think that we have to realize we're closer than you think. You don't have to be Buffalo and just always get there. Like, and that's what so trying to go into the conversations in Allen Park. What's Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell? If they feel that, like, but at the end of the day, it's like you started the conversation. We are in these streets, baby. Finally in these streets.
Yep. And when we come back, I'm gonna give you the path, because I believe that there's a history attached to this.
Okay.
And I'll illuminate the path for everybody.
I want to hear this.
I'll have the lantern, and follow me. Follow me to freedom.
Yes, Kenny!
Follow me to Seafood Fest at Big Boy, too, while we're at it.
Just when I thought you couldn't do anything dumber, you could just go out and totally redeem yourself.
But again, you can follow me to Seafood Fest, because it's back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. Dive into the fish and chips, the new Parmesan-crusted cod, perfectly fried clam strip platter, or delicious fish sandwich. A Big Boy must try the new mango iced tea, the ultimate complement to the popcorn shrimp, shrimp Alfredo, or shrimp stir fry. That's a lot of shrimp. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy. And don't forget, Spenny, every Friday night, the all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Hide the clams, hide the smelt, because Spenny's coming through. Get to your local Big Boy today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. What's up, everybody? Tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports wearables? We got you covered at woodwardsports.com/shop. The Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Get it. Wear it. Make it a part of your everyday Lions collection. We got baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. It's all there for you. It's still beanie season. It's still hoodie season, because I walked outside last night and it was 37 degrees with the wind blowing 20 miles an hour out of the north after it was just 72 degrees the day before. Can we make a choice, everybody? Yes, we can. woodwardsports.com/shop. All right, keeping it pushing. I'm getting deep into this conversation, and here's where I will entertain it. And you guys know me. I don't just do this fantasy talk, right? Like, it was cute. We humored each other with the whole, franchise tag, pre-franchise tag thing, when you knew that 80% of these guys were going to end up getting tagged because it's the NFL. You don't let good people, good players, walk away for free. You just don't do that. That's not the way that it works. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, KG, and Spencer Raxter here in the house. Spenny's brewing in that room, by the way, everybody.
He is.
He's brewing right now.
I just fucking...
He's hot right now.
People talking on both sides of their mouth just pisses me off.
All right.
Talk about it.
How about I go to the WoodwardSports.com chat thread?
Spenny, I just did something nice. I just absolutely Assassin's Creed cats right there. You didn't even see it. I came from high and just slit its throat. Bye-bye. Not in the mood.
Chase says, why trade a draft pick for L'Jarius Sneed when we can go draft our own cornerback? Pritchett, Jerry and Jones are very comparable to Sneed coming out of college.
It's great. In 5 years and 7 years, they can be Sneed. You can still draft those guys and have them work under it. That has no bearing on what your secondary and the impact that this guy would have. This guy is one of the best football players in the league. A ball hawk, physical. Like you mentioned it. If you put this guy in on your defense last year, does it go off his face mask? Because I believe he'd be in coverage, right?
I would agree.
He might even pick that off.
And our very own Easy kind of, gave the scenarios out there on social media too, like the big time receivers that he went head up with did not fare very well. Gave up a little bit in the playoff game against Baltimore, but guess what? They won. So, there's that. But yeah.
So there is a pathway?
Yeah, and I'll give you the pathway. But before that, Spenny, just let it loose.
Yeah, I just hate when I see Lions fans talking out both sides of their mouths. Like, what is the number one need for this Detroit Lions team? We need a cornerback. We need to bring in a cornerback. Let's go get an elite cornerback. And then when there are things on the table of us discussing how we can get an elite cornerback, they're like, no, we can't give up that. I'm not giving up this. We got to keep our draft picks. You can't just get these guys for nothing. You're not just going to get an elite player in the NFL for nothing. You're going to have to give up something to get them. So if you want an elite cornerback play, if you don't want to see Kendall Vildor playing in the NFC Championship game, if you guys think Cam Sutton's so trash, you're going to have to give up pieces, give up draft picks to get that top-tier talent. That's how the NFL works. That's how sports works. You don't just get stuff for free. And Brad Holmes told you earlier this year, you don't go after needs in the NFL draft. You don't draft to fill needs. Free agency is for filling needs. Draft is for acquiring talent. That is literally a quote from Brad Holmes. So if you think he is going to let the fate of a Super Bowl rest in the hands of a rookie cornerback, it's not going to happen.
Bars.
There you go.
Bars.
There you go. Which was my point about Hendon Hooker that whole time.
That's all sexual.
But with that all being said, Patrick says we don't need to move like San Francisco right now. But Patrick, we're getting close to that time, if we're not there already. In the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Chuck Brewer says, Neal, has Brad operated in the window yet? And so how do we know how Brad works when the game changes? Because he's a product of the Rams. Now I'll land the plane, everybody. Here's the path. Here's the path of how that works. Here's how we land the plane, D-Mac. Because what do we see with the Rams? Well, pushing a decade without a first-round pick, or 6 straight years, whatever that line was, without a first-round pick. Because here's the deal with the Sneed thing. And once they're reported as being in the mix, here's where I kind of expand my mind a little bit and go back and take a look. Because when you're the Lions and you're talking about making a move like this, and I would imagine you're going to have the contract locked up with Sneed when you do it. Remember, when you do trade a first-round pick, remember what you're not on the hook for anymore. that 5th-round option year, those kinds of numbers that a first-round pick commands. And that's how the Rams were able to keep it pushing for that long. Like, we talked about all the moves they made, the trades they made, the Jalen Ramseys and all that kind of stuff. What did they not have on the books? And just to give you a for instance, a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, and I know there's a big gap in where they were taken in the draft, but the philosophy still hunts here. A guy like Aiden Hutchinson, when he comes up on that 5th year, is going to be pushing $17 million on that rookie 5th-year option, which gets you most of the way home for a Snead contract, right? A year of a Snead contract. That's how you got to start thinking now. When you talk about Holmes in a window, the organization he came from operated in perpetuity in this window. Like, that's how they were for a long time, quote, in this window. And you saw a path of how they did it. Draft picks, when you have to build a roster from having Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins and Jelani Tavai take up $20 million of your cap, when you build a roster from that, yes, draft picks are ultra important, and you have to hit on them. And he's done a magnificent job, better than anybody else in the NFL. Somewhere along that line, it changes. And when it changes, the philosophy changes, and the way you operate changes. I'm not calling for it. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but there's your path, everybody. That's the way it works in real life.
Is this true or not? The more that he hits on his draft picks and has them under the rookie contracts, the more flexibility he has to spend the money elsewhere to acquire positions of need, not acquiring the talent. But the fact that you got Aiden Hutchinson, 1st rounder on the books, right, for 17 at the value he's gonna, gives you that money to spend somewhere else in the position of need. So it goes hand in hand for him that he's got to continue to draft well to be able to be in these conversations. Am I reading that correctly, Neal? That's about right. And then as the cap goes up, right? You know, like, because it always would it just go up 33 million?
30, yeah.
That's something. That's a player. That's a star player right there that they've just said, oh, go ahead and add another top guy, if you so speak, or 3 $11 million guys or whatever this. So, yeah, it's what it's come down to, and that's what you said. Everybody sort of starts, and I look at Brad Holmes. And you look at his track record, where did he come from? So he learned, right? He learned the Rams way. And now what's he doing it? He's doing the Brad Holmes way, which has some ingredients from what he's learned. It's the same thing as Steve Yzerman, right? Being in upper management with the Red Wings, right? When we win in 08, gets the job in Tampa Bay, sets that team up. Learned, and when he came back, he's not doing everything the same way it's done here or done there, but he's trying to mix it up the best. That's why when you look at it, and Holmes you trust, right? He's got to make a good decision, whatever one he is, Neal, isn't it? And hasn't he earned that from us right now?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's really at the end of the day, if you don't want to stress about it, just sit back and let it play out, because, for lack of a better term, it's going to play out, I got to think, in your favor.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ryan's reaction says, we're not getting a cornerback one. Steve Wild says, I doubt they trade for Snead. They will get more from a crap team like New England. And guys, like, look, again, I'm not calling for this to happen. I read a report that they're involved. That tells me that the game has changed a little bit. The stakes have changed a little bit. And I'm not saying go flush everything and go get Snead and they'll win the Super Bowl. I'm definitely not saying that. But I'm giving you the groundwork of how it was laid from where Brad Holmes came from to understand that along the line there is a shift in the way you think. There is. Are they there yet? That's up to Brad Holmes to decide.
So isn't it more like what you want to see in the best in any business or whatever when that transition's made? It's like a smooth relay race where the baton is passed and you really don't know until you feel it. Like, oh, wow, he's changed sort of the way he's operated. Whereas other teams, in the way that it's been done here in the past, it's sort of like tick, 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 stop. Tick, 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 tick. Stop. Tick, 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 stop, right? So it's the fluidity of being able to know when to change. That's what makes the best of the best, right? And every sport, right? You look at the success of, like, who do we go back to in our lifetime? The Patriots, right? It was just the machine was processing, and Bill did it differently. Because we don't look at Bill Belichick as a great drafter, but he added, like Spenny said, what Brad Holmes said, filled needs in free agency, and then, hit on some drafts.
Real cream of wheat. I feel like a proud father reading this one. Brad's best weapon is the draft. I'm reluctant to give that up for a high-priced corner. No, but real cream of wheat,
That's
though.
the nicest you've ever said about cream of wheat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. No, but see, like, I get where you're saying with that, but there comes a time where that shifts. That's what I'm trying to get through to everybody here. We saw the Rams run this, where they didn't care. Remember the whole F them picks thing?
Exactly.
It wasn't F them picks. It was F them first-round picks with those fifth-year options. Because that's like adding to your cap when you're not responsible for a fifth-year option.
Yeah.
Because of the bigger money. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are these little nuanced things. This is why it's different for the Lions now. This is why Brad Holmes saved this franchise. Because he did. And the way he operates. And then, as that moves, and D-Mac, again, I feel like a proud father here, when the time comes, we'll get back into the cash over cap thing, where when it really comes time to strike, that's when the organization swoops in and starts cutting checks that go into escrow. We're not there yet. The Lions are not there at that point yet, but they're getting close.
And here's the thing. What you want, and when they are there, right, I'm pretty confident that Sheila will drop the bag.
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference, right?
Right.
That's the absolute difference, is when it's time to do it, like, they're all on board the same page. And that's part of the fluidity of whatever the race is.
Steve says you can decline fifth-year options. I'm not sure what you mean. Fifth-year option is valuable. No, Steve, but I'm talking about your first-round pick. For all the money that those first-round picks cost. When you don't have first-round picks, you don't have first-round pick contracts. You see what I'm saying? So all that, if you have a first-round pick, like I said, Aiden Hutchinson's fifth-year option is going to be like $17 million. If you got a first-round pick on your roster that's saying year number 4 is $10 million, if you don't have a first-round pick, you don't have that on the books. Yeah. So you're free to go out into the market, use those first-round picks as trade capital to go get established players that you contribute that $10 million to. Am I making sense here or not? Spenny, are you getting me?
Yeah, I get you.
Okay. You feel me?
Absolutely.
All right, that's all I wanted to hear. Tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely. Good news, bad news. Bad news. Insurance rates are going up across the board in Michigan. Good news, Swiss Insurance, they're here to help. Right now, more than ever, it's critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss will make sure your carrier does not slip in extra fees or raise deductibles. Call my buddy Mark at Swiss Insurance today, 248-800-4177. Go to SwissINS.com. Tell them Woodward Sports, we sent you.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Neal Ruhl here for Jack Labrador, because we all know football season's over, although it's starting again already. But it's kind of weird how that works out. Spring training's underway, but Jack Labrador's 24/7, 365. The carousel never stops, everyone. Learn how to play on your phone right now. Go to jacklabrador.gg, scan that QR code that's up there on your screen as well. Once you go Jack, you never go back. 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. It's the new card game that's sweeping America. jacklabrador.gg. All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, and, of course, Darren McCarty and KG and Spencer Raxter and all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Like Ryan's reaction, Holmes didn't run the Rams. He wasn't the GM of the Rams. Really, Ryan? He wasn't? I thought he was. I got to rethink everything now. That's the dumbest shit I've ever. That's the dumbest fucking comment that's ever been put in here before.
Did you ever say you never? Les Snead's the GM. Brad came out of the organization, right? Did you ever? Flag to the fans. Flag. Sorry, Ryan.
Talk
flag.
to him, Neal.
He wasn't?
Talk to him, Neal.
Oh my God! I'm gonna have to resign. Everything I thought of is now gone.
Just take back everything you just said.
D-Mac, I remember that time that you played for the Red Wings, right? And you didn't learn, everything that you learned about the NHL, wasn't shaped by your teammates and everything that you did in the NHL.
It wasn't? Right?
Yeah. That was pretty good, D-Mac.
Was that good tone?
That was very good tone.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely. That was very
on.
good tone.
Come on, guys. It doesn't matter what you do in any organization or business or whatever else. There's a culture there that you will take from. Good, bad, right, wrong, and different. It's no different in life as it is in sports.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right.
That's funny.
We're back on track right now. But yeah, it's something for me, D-Mac. That kind of stuff is pretty funny, and it makes me laugh, dude. It does.
Right? Exactly.
We're laying out the pathway for how
I just think that
things work.
The biggest thing is you're legitimately right in the heart, in the eye of these conversations that you want to be in. That's whatever happens. It's just, it's nice.
Oh, hold on. Then why are you comparing to how the Rams are operating? Because that's where he came from, stupid. Like, what do you want me to say? Is he serious right now? He can't be, right?
He's got to be trolling.
He's trolling now.
Wait, he has to be.
Did Cats get a hold of
Wait
Ryan's?
a minute. Did Cat start a new account?
Oh my God! Is Ryan's reaction Cats and Cats is Ryan? What? No, say it ain't so.
Mind blown.
Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I do want to go back to what Rack said though. Like, how cool was it? I get an alert on my phone, and they're talking about Snead and everything like that, and there's the lines kind of front and center on it. Just another example.
You want to see that kind of stuff, especially with us going to the NFC Championship last year. You want to see our names in these kind of conversations.
I like the smell of that. Can I put that on my list?
Yes.
The smell of being in these conversations.
Yeah.
That is the honorable mention.
We normally never are. So.
I've never have been. It's the first time I've smelled it like this.
Speaking of that, top 5 smells coming up. We're going to do that at 12:10, everybody. Yeah. So that's coming up in just a couple.
Oh, man.
What?
I sent a really mean text, but I meant what I said.
I meant what I said.
Really?
I said that dude is a fat geriatric fuck, and I'll piss on his grave when he dies.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Who's that?
George R.R. Martin.
Who's he?
He's the author of Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Because he had a whole fucking pandemic to put out a new book, and he hasn't.
I thought you were still reeling on the finale of Game of Thrones.
No, I wanted to actually finish the series, but he's not. Sorry.
He is a large man.
I fucking hate that guy.
Yes. Lunchbox Hooligans. Neal, you almost pulled a flannel with the meltdown. No, because we put the gas pedal down, then we pull it back
up a little bit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like everything is cool. I'm always cool, man.
If it was a Sam rant, you getting at least another 5 minutes of that.
Absolutely. What, Spenny?
He had 3 years of doing nothing. He was literally lost in his house. You can't go out.
Talk to
Just
him.
write the book, man. Jesus Christ.
Talk to us.
How are you going to put out sample chapters fucking 10 years ago and not have the book done?
Get it off your chest, man.
hate him.
I just like Steve DeYoung. We did not talk about the last season of Game of Thrones.
Chuck says, it's only been like 12 years now, but he has his toy train to play on. He's never going to finish the series.
He's never going to finish the series. Hopefully, like...
He's got a toy train?
Hopefully, when he dies, like, Brandon Sanderson picks it up. That would be the best possible outcome for Game of Thrones.
Real cream of wheat. Neal should definitely brag that he has a wife. I probably should, I guess. Is that the next stage?
No, that's his flannel. That's what he's saying. That's what they're talking about, flannel. You know, he's so... I mean, he should be proud of it. It's late. He told us that.
He did tell us that before.
Can we have that clip? I need that clip, too.
Bada bing, bada boom. This show today is dark and angry. I feel like I'm at my family Christmas. It's not dark and angry, is it?
This is a safe space.
That's what I've always
nobody's
thought.
How are you going to be angry? You're taught there is a legit. And what percentage do you put it on right now? Neal, like honestly, you feel, because I'm like at 40% that I think that Snead, like I'm not quite halfway there, but I'm just happy we're in the conversations to whatever else. I firmly believe, Kenny, your point, we're not there yet, right? But Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they might think different.
Right. I'll say this. It's a step for me in that when you ask that question, D-Mac, if I had to put a percentage to it, you know, I don't know, 10%, 20%, 25%. I don't know. The thing to me, the movement to me is that I think I've come to a point now where I can open my eyes to it and entertain it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, KG. Mm-hmm. It's entertainable now. It was absolutely not before.
And don't get it messed up. I would trade the pick. I'm just not a fan of, okay, you got him for a 1-year franchise tag rental.
No,
I would negotiate a contract, but I absolutely trade the first pick.
No, I get it. You mean, like, you're like, let's build a little bit. We need other assets, and you're thinking that it would play. Right. No, it makes total sense, but again, that's why you and I aren't making the decision, thank God.
Right.
Steve Wild says, I don't feel safe to comment without being called a dope by Neal. Then don't make a dumb comment. Yeah. And then you eliminate all risk. Yeah, How about that, Steve?
That's it.
Maybe the onus isn't on me. Maybe it's on you, Steve. It's accountability. You ever think about that?
Accountability. Wrong show if you don't want to be held accountable. I mean, I told you guys, I did. I finally, yesterday, I went into the emails of the HR department. It was overflowed. I couldn't take any. That's why Assassin's Creed. I listened to you people, just like Neal listens to you people. But we will not let you talk dumb. Yeah. 'Cause you're better than that, guys.
Big accountable energy.
Man, You know what? Maybe it did get dark, and I didn't notice, because Deju says GRRM needs to stop being selfish and kick the bucket already.
He's right.
Damn.
It's, I mean, like,
Spenny, you got a force behind you, bro.
Yeah.
You like the resistance.
Oh, we've been waiting for so long. Like, so long. It's 2 books. It's The Winds of Winter and A Dream of Spring. That's all we need, George. So either write them or just give it to Brandon Sanderson and go on your merry way. I understand you got your HBO money, you're fat and sassy, you're spending on hookers and blow, but, like, come on.
Dude, hookers and blow on a train outside like at the zoo. That's what Chuck told me.
I need to see Victorian ride the Kraken with his molten hand. I need to see what happens when the Iron Fleet goes out there with Red Priests strapped to their masts and slits all their throats in the middle of the ocean. Like, I need these answers. I need to know what Fagon's doing. I need to know John Connington's not bringing grayscale to destroy Westeros. I need it.
Well, then Elgato says, why don't you write the book, Spenny?
I can write them faster than George.
Love the passion.
Yeah. Write the book, Spenny.
Spenny, you need outrage like that on your on your anime channel.
Oh, yeah, I will. I will.
Yeah. He gonna touch on it.
14 Grit. Trade Neal Ruhl for a ball of urine. Those are your words. Maybe that's what he meant to say. I can only go by what he put in there. A ball of urine.
I wouldn't trade you for a ball of urine or urine.
The cap hit's too high, man. You don't want all that dead cap on your books, bro. Oh, by the way, real quick too, I did listen to some of the financial podcasts that I listened to. They brought up a great point about the Russell Wilson thing, because someone asked yesterday on the show. Remember, they asked why didn't they do this next year?
Yeah.
The reason they didn't do it next year is because while the dead cap would have been the same. The moral of the story is they have to pay the penalty with the dead cap, so they can't that $85 million over the next 2 years, they're not allowed to spend on players.
Yeah.
But the plus side for the organization, they don't have to pay it to Russell Wilson either.
Exactly.
So they get to put that back in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So from an ownership perspective, like, yeah, it sucks, but at least you ain't cutting that $85 million to that bum.
Right.
And you get to
That's
keep
your
it.
coach hates.
Yeah. You know
like,
what I'm
literally
saying?
hates.
So that's
gotta
the why,
be,
D-Mac.
That's like that to me just sounds like the owners implemented this fail-safe to protect themselves from themselves in this situation, doesn't it?
They wanted this to work. It just,
It was never gonna work.
it wasn't a good fit. But they gave up a lot. They wanted this to work, and they signed the man.
We from day one on here, Big D Energy said this ain't working.
Yeah.
We stuck to it.
I ain't believe in it either.
People tried to push back, too.
It was always Pete Carroll in my eyes.
And it was always his action figure hair that made him a douche. So, all right, we come back. Top 5 smells, everybody. That is right. Hey, let me tell you about Planet Fitness. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios. You guys know what it is. $1 down, $10 a month for access to your home gym. You want to be a baller, a shot caller?
20-inch rims on the
Impala. You can do that, too. And you can pull that Impala with the 20-inch rims right in the parking lot at Planet Fitness and any of the over 50 Metro Detroit Planet Fitnesses alone when you are a Black Card member. Use of all the amenities, unlimited guest privileges, all of it. The hydro massage, the tanning beds, sparkling clean facilities. You go take your shower, get your workout in, go take your shower, get on with your day. I was just over at the one on Maple Road. My guy Dominic, shout out. He's the man over there. And that's what I do every single day. I've accomplished every fitness goal in my life with the help of Planet Fitness, and you can too. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there. Pull in the parking lot. You can join there. It's Planet Fitness, Mr. Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Big Boy Seafood Fest is sailing in with a fresh catch of favorites. Dive into fish and chips, our new palm-crusted cod, perfectly fried clam shrimp platter, or a delicious fish sandwich. Try our new mango iced tea, the ultimate complement to our popcorn shrimp, our all-new fried pickles, shrimp alfredo, or shrimp stir-fry. Experience all the sea has to offer every Friday night with our all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. Every day is a fish fry, only at Big Boy.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for 2 things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party, it's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations, all different brands as well. So whatever kind of car you want to buy, go to feldmanauto.com and find out which one is the location nearest to you. Woodward Sports Network is out there every other Monday, live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. It's Feldman Automotive, and go to feldmanauto.com. All right, we're keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, KG in the house, Spencer Raxter. Let's Go Red Wings party. Neal thrusts his glutes with Planet Fitness. You should too. I don't know what that means.
Glute thrusting?
Chris, you shower with Dominic every day? Weird. Well, yeah, Chris, the days your mother can't make it into the shower.
Neal, that's not right. You give him the tag on the way in. You're on the way out.
Absolutely.
He comes in after. I mean, come on.
We can
give her some respect.
Yeah, Chris, we get to do this too.
We're not all in there at the same time.
Yeah. Absolutely. Shout out Sandy.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Chris. Shout out Sandy, by the way, back in the chat. So shout out to her. Good to see her back in here.
Hey, can I? Okay, please bring up later right? I have to address something that's going on in the NHL, and I might have just received the greatest reply tweet. So save that.
Yes, we are, and we are.
Please,
We're doing the
save
NHL
that
after.
I didn't know how to respond to this because I laughed so hard, and I probably didn't respond properly. But we'll get to it later. But let's get to the smells.
Yeah, yeah, we are. We're going to do NHL because I have a trade deadline question for DMAC coming up in just a little bit. But yeah, here it is, everybody. Top 5 Wednesday. Top five. Why is it a top 5, Spenny?
Because it's half as boring as top 10.
Absolutely. These lists are crafted by you, the consumers, by the way. Somebody a couple weeks ago said top 5 smells. We laughed, and if it makes us laugh, then we're probably going to do it. Mm-hmm. But here we are. And these are totally up to you. Whatever your top 5 smells are, whatever that looks like to you,
I kept it PG.
Whatever kind of life you live, that's on you. All right, Spenny, it's pretty much tradition. You go first. You have the most anticipated list, your top 5 smells.
My top 5 smells list. Here we go. At number 5, I got fresh baked cookies.
Hey,
of course,
fresh baked cookies. You know, you can't beat that smell. It's a great smell.
I swear, I thought I was the only one that was gonna have
It's so good. At number 4, I have lavender. Love the smell of lavender. Had a lavender bush in my backyard growing up. It's a great smell. Number 3, I got new shoes.
Ooh, nice.
Fresh pair of shoes. I love the smell of fresh pair of shoes.
That is a good one.
It's one of my favorite smells of all time. And number 2, I got a nice fresh gibber. You know, you spark up a fresh gibber. You got the smell. I love it. It's great stuff.
That probably won't be the only appearance from that family on today's list.
I that family is still on that list. And
and then number 1, Spenny.
I got my finger. Come on, give it a smell.
That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm going to say that finger is, if I'm going to balance it out, it's 54-46. Good. They said good smell, Spenny.
Come on, you just smell the finger. That's what it's all about.
Oh, that was a great list.
Greatest list ever.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Greatest list ever.
Not what I expected, but it was a great list.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Number 1, quote my finger.
Hey.
Mike G, Spenny finger, LOL. John effing Lord, LMAO. Who farted? LAMAO. Danny G, quote, my finger, laugh, laugh, laugh. Charles says number 1 smell is Brad Holmes cooking.
That's a good one.
Nicholas Duncan, I was waiting for this. Nicholas Duncan, smell number 1, my own farts. Okay, there. I'm glad somebody put it out there. We can address it and move on.
Yeah.
KG, you want to run? You want to run it next?
Why not?
All right. KG's top 5 smells.
All right, real quick, I got a couple honorable mentions. I wanted to put gasoline in here, but I couldn't fit it in my top 5. I know it's an acquired taste, Neal. I see your face over there, but a lot of people like the smell of gasoline.
No, you're weird.
A little bit.
Not many people admit to huffing gasoline, but hey,
also,
nice.
I have a thing. I like the inside of the smell of Home Depot, like that smell of like paper and wood. I don't know. It's weird.
Mixed with the hot dog.
Yeah, with the hot dog smell is pretty nice. I don't know. It's weird, but that's just me. So top 5. The first one is fresh brewed coffee. Can't go wrong with that. Nothing like waking up to a nice pot of fresh coffee in the morning.
I agree with that.
That's a good one.
Oh my God. Number 4, fresh baked cookies. Me and Spin is on that wave, man.
Yeah.
Nothing like good batch of fresh baked cookies. Number 3 is pizza, and I ain't talking fast food pizza. Walking into a gourmet pizza joint and smelling the pizza cooking. Oh my God, it's my favorite
oven.
food.
Yeah,
it's my favorite food.
That
Can't
brick
go wrong.
oven.
Oh yeah, brick oven pizza.
Goated.
It's the best pizza.
And you mixes with the flour and that. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Number 2, as Rick James would say, do you think about me, Mary Jane? Yes, I do.
What's Mary? What's her last name?
Mary Jane. Oh. But nah, you gotta have Mary Jane on the list, man. Love going into the dispensary and they bring the nice pot to me and I get to choose what I'm taking home. Number 1, cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money, dollar bill.
It's a great smell.
It's the best smell in the
It's a
business.
great smell. A nice,
a
nice crisp 100.
Playing to his audience for sure.
Yeah.
Right there. To Neal, the bag man. Neal's the bag man, so you'll never
but
go
a
wrong.
nice crisp $100 bill
It's
is
nothing like it.
incredible.
What a rush.
Oh man, just the feel on your finger. Yeah, the smell. Oh, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
That's my top 5.
All right, D-Mac, what do you got? Top 5 smells.
All right. Here it is. Number 5.
Hold on. Tyler M. Spenny equals Dirty Sanchez. So there's that as well. All right, D-Mac's top 5.
He said finger.
Yeah, finger, not lip.
Not bowl. Whatever.
The upper lip could smell like that too. You know?
Number 5.
Fresh
cut grass. Mown grass, anything like that. My favorite's on the golf course early morning, stuff like this.
Yeah. That's a good smell.
Getting out there, it's great. Community ice rink. Not like a big ice rink, but when you go into like the community ice rink in the cold, and not in the concessions, but when you actually walk into the ice part and it's got that crisp, fresh smell.
I like it, D-Mac. You're making a case.
Right, like this. Movie popcorn. Right, when you walk in, freshly made movie popcorn, it's just like such a staple that it just...
You're right. I slept on that one.
Catches you there. Barbecue. Mm-hmm. Any kind of barbecue. It's when you get that smell and catch that barbecue smell, your lips start going. Yes. And it's like it could be any food and it could be any kind of barbecue. And obviously, cannabis. My favorite thing in the whole world is walking into a garden, right? And it doesn't have to be just cannabis garden, but these are the ones. And when those plants... and you can just smell it and be a part of it, and it just gets in your system. To me, that's where the world stops. Yeah. And it's just you and that plant. And that's my serenity, is to be there talking to plants and, watching that. So I absolutely, and I know a lot of people don't like the smell of cannabis. I live in it. Remember, if I'm in the room and it smells like cannabis, it's me. Yeah. Unless it's bad cannabis, then it's not me, and we got to find that person. We're in Michigan. Gosh darn, we got to get them to Dispo.
And D-Mac, great list. And before we go any further to Neal's, have you seen Dune yet? Did you watch Dune? 2?
1 or 2?
2.
I haven't seen the second yet.
I heard 2 is like the empire of our generation. Oh,
wow.
Like, it's the best sci-fi movie in the past 20 years, is what people are saying.
Here's the whole thing, Spenny, is that I was waiting to go to theater to get that and have my popcorn and whatever like that.
And you could walk in and smell
I might
popcorn.
have to do that.
Explain to that. Your popcorn, if you go and see Dune, you can get the popcorn badussy. Like, look at this popcorn bucket.
Wait a sec. Wait. Did you see the trend online?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The trend online?
Come on. The joke's right there. That is the popcorn bucket.
So Spenny, low-key, you want me to go to the movie and bring you back a popcorn box?
Yeah, honestly,
You're going to be intimate.
I think I'm going to see it on Sunday. I'm really excited to see Dune. I'm going to see it in IMAX for sure.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Stick, our guy Stick, he lives for this. He loves this top 5 list, by the way. He says, quote, "It stinks like sex in here."
Oh, yeah.
Surprised that wasn't on Spenny's list. Well, maybe that's where your finger came into play. All right, gotcha.
It all gets concentrated into one little area.
This is great, man.
All right, here we go. Last one. My top 5 smells list. Honorable mention to new car smell as well.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that is it. Number 5, hot dogs at the ball game.
I like it.
Just walking into the ball game in general is an electric.
Cinnamon roasted almonds, all this.
Dude, it's the absolute best.
That should have been on my list.
What's that?
Roasted almonds.
It's so good.
All of it, yeah. Just all the ball game experience in and of itself. Number 4, money. KG said it very, very well as a crisp 100. Oh man, absolutely awesome. Number 3, cut grass. You got to. I love cutting. I love mowing the lawn. Mm-hmm. We get that cut grass smell. Closely second to looking at the lawn after you're done mowing it, which is an electric experience too. Number 2, the outdoor fireplace. That smell is the second best smell in the world. So the wood burning.
Yeah, the smell of burning wood.
The smell. But it just sitting out on the deck. Got the fireplace going, waiting to watch Hawaii football. Oh, my God, man. It's incredible. Kickoff at midnight, which is very closely related to number 1, good bourbon. Yeah. I'm talking like 12 to 15, maybe even bust open that bottle of 18-year Elijah Craig.
Yeah.
Just so rich and complex. Good bourbon, man.
We're going to have a bourbon one day. I like you're a bourbon connoisseur, so I like how you be describing it.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
KG,
but good
if you're
bourbon
lucky,
is where
Neal
it's at.
and Terry will take you over to the spot they go for
Yeah.
their little consortium sometimes.
I'm with it. I'm a dark liquor guy anyway, so.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
We'll get in there. We'll have to do a Bourbon Friday coming up on the show.
All right, to recap.
KG teetering on the edge. Nobody who says that. I'm a dark liquor guy.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean,
I was.
Give me tequila. Give me gin.
Yep. Vodka.
Y'all crazy.
Nick Alb says bowling alleys. Bowling alleys, I did like walking into a bowling alley as a kid. I did. I didn't like the shoes.
Yeah.
But I liked the bowling
Smell like
alley.
feet in the bowling alley.
But yeah, to recap, there's Spencer, by the way. Shut it down. I mean, number one, my finger. That's what's going to push that. There's no need to do a poll or anything. No need to do a poll. That one's good. KG's list. I'll head it up by number one, money. Fresh brewed coffee. I slept on that one.
That's a good one.
It is a good morning smell. Yeah. And then, of course, Darren McCarty, cannabis at the top of the list. You and I vibe. The good one that you pulled, movie popcorn.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I slept on that one, too. You don't realize how many good smells there are.
It's a lot.
And then wrap it up here at the end. Good bourbon, man. 18-year. That was fun. That was actually fun.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we will have to we'll have to take a look and see. Tell them about Premier Pet Supply. Good smells in there.
Premier Pet Supply, great smell. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for 30 plus years. Over 60 brands of food with nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best at www.premierpetsupply.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports. Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for two things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party, it's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. LesStanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. I think I have my discussion point for the open of the show tomorrow.
Okay.
It's a big moment in my life, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. So we're going to talk about it tomorrow in the open, because I just got the voicemail. So, no, it's not terminal.
Is it taxes?
No, although that is on the horizon. No doubt about that. But we'll talk about it tomorrow, as a matter of fact, because I'm gonna need support. D-Mac, I'm gonna lean on you in this one, for a matter of fact.
You got it, bud.
But no, I did want to talk about the Wings, obviously. Big game tonight at Colorado. Yeah, I mean, they lose tonight, I'm not going to say, the spiral continues, and I'm not going to be grandiose about it. They're a big underdog in this game. I don't expect them to win this game. Losing this game will have no impact on their playoff preparedness, their playoff push. Am I in? Am I out? No. These are games that you lose. This is a lot like when the Panthers were rolling into town, who, by the way, are 16-2 in their last 18 games, the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, you don't worry about those teams, they're great teams. The teams that are on the precipice of getting there, and what do you expect from a team that was there last year and then got better? So like as far as the finals, so they're looking to put it off. Again, you look at the standings and stuff like this, really, right, where the game's in hand at, and you're sitting at 72 points. Like I said, we figure 96, right, points, which is 12 wins or a combination, whatever, to get there. You're 4 points up with the same amount of games as the Islanders. You're tied with Philly, who you got to think, and then the Islanders are playing, some of their best hockey of the year. So you're still in good shape. Now it's tough sledding, and you got Colorado tonight. But again, can you get out of there with a point? How many times I'm like a broken record up here. Road trip, big game, need these points, but you've put yourself, so the last 2 games that you've lost has made it imperative that you need a point tonight. So...
Yeah, and
change.
For those that are interested, Colorado is about a -200 favorite.
But I guess, Neal, like when you see like the New Jerseys and the team, like it's slowly but surely, like there's teams that are falling away, and it's turning into 3 teams for 2 spots.
And
so,
that was going to get to that a little bit later. We're at that moment now.
Yeah, no, that's where it is. So again, that's the consistency of you doing what you need and letting these other teams. Now you just got to take care of your points on the way out. And it's big. It's bigger picture. Again, it's never going to be easy.
No, and it's not. By the way, for next week, top 5 disappointments.
Let's do it.
Life disappointments?
Yeah,
like
it's
personal
disappointments.
Or just that way you were disappointed in.
Yes.
All the above?
All the above.
I love these answers. I asked like 80 questions, and Neal's,
Your top 5 disappointments.
I'm on it.
The top 5 most disappointed
I got
you've been.
about 3 already.
That one's going to be tough to pare down to 5.
I know what number 1 is for me. Schmiddle Schmedishi Schmate.
I can't wait.
Pity Gots.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
D-Mac, I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
Because the NHL trade deadline, Friday or Thursday? Tomorrow or Friday?
I thought it was Friday.
I think it's Friday.
I think it's Friday too.
Yeah, Friday.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we had that. I got a question for you about it, because Steve Yzerman, I think we have an idea of what he might do. We know Steve Yzerman is a lot like Paulie from Goodfellas. Like he's not going to move for anybody. He's going to move when he wants to move.
Yeah, right.
But here's my question. Was Simon Edvinsson, by all accounts, ready? Right? Have you talked to anyone in the organization that says, no, he needs more seasoning? No, nobody has, right?
No.
Okay.
If more than not, I think. But again, Simon Edvinsson might be the prime example of what we're talking about Steve Yzerman giving you what you want when he wants it, not when you want it. I can honestly say the conversations that I've had with different people from what they've seen is, he's ready. So I look back at it as what does Stevie know that we don't know or anything like that? Maybe it's just minutes. Maybe the defenseman we're talking about is him. And it's just waiting, because getting all these minutes, playing 25 minutes a game down in the AHL with what they've got going. I don't know if you know this or not, but they're putting wins together down there. They're playing real well too. So it's about confidence, right? With the young guys, it's always about confidence. So if you don't see a move made at the deadline for somebody outside the organization, look for him to come up. And whatever moves need to be made, whether, I don't know the roster situation, obviously with Dylan Larkin hurt, there's always maneuverability, but that's something, these conversations are there. I would expect him that he's your guy, right? But again, we just have to wait and see.
So my question, D-Mac, to you is this, where I think if we did a poll, we would say, what do the Red Wings need? It's the same every trade deadline. A big physical defenseman. That's what everybody would say all the time. But my question to you is, like, if that's the biggest need, then why is there nowhere for Simon Edvinsson to play? Because
I think there is where they want him to play. They're not, because here's the thing. What do you need? You need, in a perfect world, you get a number 2 guy, right? And then everybody slides down, or a number 3 because you like what Wallman and Sider have or whatever. But everybody moves down, and then that kicks out like Petrie out of the lineup and stuff like this. But the thing with
but you need his offense.
But you need the 4. Well, there's the thing. But do you insulate it because you've added a better defenseman that can play those minutes, and then you're just using the like? These are the questions you have to answer. You asked me something before the show. Do they move? Are they going to move a defenseman? Well, it would tell me that if they don't acquire one and they move one, there's your Edvinsson spot. But I think that if he's ready to play, regardless, there's not who's he? Mo Seider's the only one that is, locked in as far as there. It's where they want to be able to put him. So we'll find out by Friday. But I do expect Simon Edvinsson to be here. But again, you can't take away from what the confidence, the winning streak, the play that he's going down there. So. I mean, Stevie just knows well, but as far as everybody thinks that he's ready. So I don't know why he's waiting, but again, I trust Stevie.
Tactile Puma brings up the question that I want to discuss, where it says they're paying Justin Hull $3.5 million to sit in the press box. Okay, so if that's the one you want to move, you're going to have to incentivize moving him, i.e., you're going to have to trade him somewhere and either take on a lot of the contract or attach a draft pick as compensation for doing that. Is that the play, D-Mac? That's why I'm asking. I don't know. Here's how I picture it going. Simon Edvinsson will be the trade deadline acquisition. I honestly believe that.
And that's it. And what we said all along.
But someone's got to go.
Okay. So
who's it going to be?
Whoever Stevie deems, off
No, I know,
island.
but who would D-Mac move?
If it's got to be, but here's the whole thing. I know for playoff time, you're going to stock your defenseman. You want that extra D. So it might be. I don't know anybody. I'd have to look on the roster. This is a conversation for let's let it play out, and then we'll see what it is. Because if nothing happens, then who's going to be the guy, the fall guy? Mm-hmm. Right now, who do you take out on the back end if you're going to put Edvinsson in there? Right? You're going to take out Petrie?
But you need his offense. You know what I'm saying?
So you're not going to. So this is the yin and the yang. So if he's ready,
do you move Petrie as a rental?
You need his offense.
I would say Ole Mata might be the odd man out.
But they like Mata a lot.
They do, but I think
Mata's but these are questions like these. Could be guys.
Is it an interesting question, Spenny?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the thing, Neal. This is the beauty, right? Because this will give you a headache if you think about it too much. But we got Stevie, so I'm just gonna let it play out. No, because if I grind on this and whatever, it's gonna be like, well, who would it be and what would it be? Dude, he's like Scotty Bowman, man. He's 5 moves ahead of you. So we'll see how it plays out. But I believe, and here's the thing, if Simon Edvinsson comes up or whoever he calls up to play in that situation, that's because he believes they're ready to play and be an impact at that position.
Yes. Mike G says, don't move Shane. Ghost has been dope. What would he command, though? You know what I'm saying? To like a contending, to like a Rangers or somebody like that, Vegas are making the moves right now. You see what I'm saying? I guess I took the very, very long route to say, Gostosphere, and if Stevie Y, I want to say if he went full heel mode, I'm trying to get in that mind and understand what do I have that commands the most value, because Edvinsson is my guy. Right? That's the one that I'm plugging in. So what asset can I get the most for? Is Gostosphere the one you would get the most for? Yep. Which is wild, I know. I know it's wild, everybody. But you got to think about it from a depth wise too.
Yeah, absolutely. Higher, he's been more the higher gun, and his contract is it's up, right? So it's something like this as you look to the future again. All these things that will be answered in all due time. What you say? Friday afternoon is the deadline.
Yep. No, absolutely.
So next week we'll be able to know what we have and lay it all out there. I think here's a question that you see it come across: is would you offer a package in Kosa for a Brady Tkachuk? Well, you know what? Those are the. I don't think I don't think Brady Kachuk's on the trade blocks or whatever like this or whatever else. But these are the questions that you have to answer because you could.
Right.
Nothing's out of the question. Nothing's out of the order. It's not going to surprise me if something does happen, except if he gets rid of one of his.
And I knew people.
Guys.
I knew people would lose their mind about the Gostisbehere thing. But guys, someone's got to go, right? And just if I'm looking to get my maximum return, so as far as Gostisbehere goes, is he a part of your long-term plan?
I don't think he is.
Probably not.
So ...
Right.
Am I making a case?
Yeah. You're absolutely.
That's all I wanted to do was just get the people, get the people in on
Just
it.
be prepared. There's options. It's just like we were talking about the line. Like there's options for Stevie. And the bottom line is he might stay put.
Oh, 100%. I'm not making a movement to say trade.
But don't be but you're absolutely 100% in line saying like don't be shocked if that's a guy that moves.
Per Spittin' Chicklets, Tarasenko traded to the Panthers.
Oh boy. Oh man.
That fucking sucks.
They are a beast, dude. Oh, you mean the team that's 16-2 in their last 18 NHL games?
Yep.
That came in here and destroyed us. Yeah. Chris says, I know D-Mac has said the focus isn't on Grand Rapids, but could Stevie sell a couple of pieces? Hull, Petrie. Chris, I'll stop here. Sell what? You got to attach motivation to take that.
Yeah, you're not going to get much for Hull or Petrie.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got to bribe people to take that at this point and get other AHL guys in return to ensure Kosa, Edmondson, Casper get valuable playoff experience. I don't know what the angle of the question means. Like down in the AHL playoff experience. I don't know.
The bottom line is that you got a lot of guys coming too, like a lot of prospects. You have room for, Gostisbehere because as Charles Heiner says, Sedin Palika, who's playing over in Sweden, will fill in that role, right? That you would think on the power play and stuff like this. Not this year, but moving forward in the future. So, yeah, it's a good problem to have. Right. But if you don't think it's like an issue and he doesn't sit up and have to think about it, he's got decisions to make. But again, who's making the decisions? It's Steve Yzerman. So hashtag why is it playing 1919?
1919, Jack Labrador 1919. Actually, Jack Labrador 24/7, 365. Yes, it is the new card game that is sweeping the nation. You can play on your phone. Go to jacklabrador.gg, scan the QR code on your screen right there. 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Guys, if you haven't played this card game yet, get it up there on your phone and give it a spin. It's a ton of fun, everybody. jacklabrador.gg.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's better than crispy chicken and pizza while watching your favorite team play? Let me tell you about Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza. Their food is amazing and their locations are popping up all over Metro Detroit. Perfect takeout option featuring hand-breaded fried chicken, New York pizza, fresh sides, salads, and more. Check out their full menu and find the closest Soroki's near you at Sorokis.com. That's Sarokis.com. Soroki's and Woodward Sports. Now that's crispy.
All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, and Darren McCarty, and KG, and Spencer Racks on Racks on Racks. Make sure you cop the heavyweights, 5 to 7 right
Shout
here.
out.
Hey, karaoke at Soroki. Let's do it. We're Spenny. There you go. That's the next bit.
I love karaoke, man.
Of course you do.
It is fun. Except when the singers
love it.
They do. But when the singer's awful, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's fun until it's not.
Yeah, that's fair.
Until it's awful. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in to there. Just talking Red Wings. Sandy says, "In Steve, I trust." Your mom's favorite skater, Yzerman, don't need to do anything. And I'm not saying that he does, but I guess around the room, just your best guess as to what do you think is going to happen? That's what I'm curious about. Like if you had to bet your mortgage payment on what you think's going to happen, and if you're wrong, you lose the mortgage payment. What do you think will happen, D-Mac?
I got a feeling that as far as the players that will be in the lineup or up and down is in an organization, but Steve Yzerman could use his position with the draft picks and the cap to be the third team. Like we see all these deals in the NHL, it's not team to team. There's usually 3 or 4 team deals. I think that he could use his money and his as a facilitator to maybe take away some money from a contract to somebody else that we've seen in the past.
We've seen him do that a lot.
That'll acquire draft picks.
Get your second round pick out of it. Yeah.
You know, if there's anybody that would move, I got to think that you're going to get your biggest piece is Jonathan Berggren in Grand Rapids and stuff like this. So if I would, I don't mortgage ain't as much as it used to be. So I'll say Johnny Burgers is going to move. Johnny Burgers would be the guy to move if there's a trade, like a physical player. But I think that the acquisitions might be in your neck of the woods, and that's in the draft capital salary cap.
Crazy Clown. Neal's favorite Tigers player is El Mago. That isn't false.
That's facts.
That is true.
That's facts.
That's why we're trying to do that's why Neal's going to get behind doing the telethon.
We are efforting towards taking this onto our own shoulders and doing something about it. A lot of people talk, but that's all they do is talk. We're trying to be about that action.
Damn right.
We are efforting towards holding a telethon where we will take donations in an effort to raise $98 million during the show.
That's a drop, man.
During the 2 hours of the show. Raise $98 million so we, the people, can rid ourselves of this monstrosity that is El Mago. We have had enough to the point that we will act. And remember, you too, for only $19 a month, can do your part to rid the Detroit Tigers of El Mago. Yes, Javier Baez will be sent packing, and the people will have their will heard, and we will do this, everybody.
Who farted? El Mago, send them home.
Send them home.
Send them
yes,
home.
Absolutely. And we will do this, everybody. We will take donations, and if we come up a little short, we'll have an alternate organization that, if we don't make it the whole way, we'll have an alternate organization that we can, send the proceeds
Hard
to.
to see us not hitting that $98 million.
I don't see how we can't raise $98 million during a 2-hour show, D-Mac.
Shut up and take my money.
Thank you, Smokey.
Spenny, if you had to bet on it,
yes,
how do you see it playing out this week with the Red Wings?
Oh man, I don't think they're going to do anything, honestly.
Nothing.
No,
So not a draft pick.
Maybe they move some guys on defense. I don't think they're going to add anybody. I don't. I think Stevie likes his spot. I talked about it on heavyweights. Like people
5 to 7. Shout out.
5 to 7. Check it out. Shout out. People were talking about like, oh, does the Larkin injury affect what Steve Yzerman's going to like? No.
Laughable.
No. It's a 2-week injury. Steve Yzerman doesn't flinch in the face of adversity. This is not going to change his game plan at the deadline. And I think he likes what he's got. I think he likes his spot. He knows that they're not a cup contender just yet. He feels that the team he has can get them into the playoffs, which I agree with. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they stood pat, or like you said, sold one of their defensemen so they could bring up an Edmondson or a Wallander or whoever it is.
What do you got, KG? How you see it playing out?
I don't think he does anything either.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's riding with what he's got. They got youth on their side. I think he's not doing anything.
They're still not. They're a year or two out.
Yeah.
Right. Like it'll be more. I think more interesting next year's trade deadline.
Yeah.
And I just think that it's the position you're in, and if you can do it too, right? Get in the playoffs and start that next journey without making a big move. It really sets you up.
Yeah.
Better. The one thing is that he's not gonna. You all nailed it. Whatever his game plan is, he's not gonna veer from it. No one's sidetracking him ever.
Yeah. So, I got a tweet from somebody, and I don't remember who it was, but they asked, what's the defenseman from Calgary?
Tanev.
Yeah.
He got traded to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like they were asking me about that. Like, would you give like a second and Bergeron and like, I was like, dude, I'm not doing all that for a rental, dude. Like for what? You gonna beat Florida? Is there a move out there is there two moves?
There's not a rental or whatever out there that makes you top 2, 3.
Can Wayne still lace him up?
Not that I'm aware
in
of.
your division. So that's why you're not going to mortgage. So you're not for a rental. You're not going to give away somebody that you can get value for a rental. That's why in these situations I feel your draft capital and your money, means more.
We had Ryan Hanna of the Winged Wheel Pod.
Shout out
Hannah. Shout out Hannah. Great. We had him on yesterday on the heavyweights. We were talking about trade deadline stuff going forward.
Did you have him on VMix?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
No, we did not. We had him on. It was a phone call.
You're lucky.
Yeah. And we talked about like what the Red Wings struggle to do, and we playing physical is a big one. We saw the Islanders and the Panthers both just kind of bully us around the ice the past couple games, and that's what I was talking about. Like when you're in that wild card spot, either the Panthers or the Rangers are who you're looking at, and both of the I don't want to see Trouba in the playoffs. That dude is a monster. Like he's gonna kill someone on the ice.
Yeah, and look, we have difference in philosophies about bullying them or pushing them around, because my response is power play related.
Goals, yeah.
And they didn't score a power play goal in either of those games. You can't win.
Yes.
Period. You are out of the game if you can't win. So it all comes back to that with me. Just like when you need a haircut, it should all come back to Lady Jane.
Absolutely. You know it. You love it. Come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, not only for an award-winning haircut experience, but also to register to win the trip of your dreams and all expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tourney. That's right. No expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week, walking anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Every year, after a cold and dreary winter, Metro Detroiters come together for 2 things: Tigers baseball and the best damned party in the world. A new season of Tigers baseball is here, and we're bringing in the new season as only Woodward Sports knows how. Broadcasting live from the biggest party, it's the Grand Slam Festival at the Detroit Opera House. Come party with 4,000 Detroit sports fans, starting with Wake Up Woodward and rolling into Big D Energy. This is a party you don't want to miss, with Detroit's best DJs, food trucks, and of course, shots. Get your tickets now at GrandSlamFest.com. 21 plus. See you April 5th at the Grand Slam Fest. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Woodward Sports has a new morning show. Start your day with Wake Up Woodward every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. live right here on Woodward Sports. Join Kool-Aid, Flannel Sam, Broder, JB, and KG every morning as they cover all of Detroit sports. Sports talk, banter, live fan interaction, all of it. All on Detroit's #1 sports network. It's Woodward Sports. All right, final segment of the show. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter. Just wrapping up this Red Wings discussion. Jake, but why can't a trade now help set them up for the next few seasons like DeBrincat? Well, Jake, who is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're talking about a borderline star player that's under control, ... Like, what move is that?
Yeah,
I don't think that moves out there.
I don't know if that moves out there, right? And you're not in that position. You know, like you said, you just heard Spenny tell you that it's the Floridas and the Rangers and those teams that are legitimate cup contenders that are going to look to put their team over the edge, like they added Tarasenko, Florida did from Ottawa. So those are the moves to be made. But I don't think that person's out there, and because you're not willing. You know, I look back to the big moves that we made. Right, look at who we traded for Brendan Shanahan, Keith Primo, and Paul Coffey. So you're not making a blockbuster deal like that because you're not in that position yet. So let it cook.
Keto for the win. Neal is a dope. Based on what?
I think he meant Neal is dope.
Oh, I think that's what he meant too.
Yeah.
Hey, so earlier I mentioned, and in the middle of the show before we did the top 5 smells, is you saw that tweet, right?
Yeah.
So with that, all the physicality and the fighting and stuff going on, there's rejuvenants, to especially a lot of us old guard or whatever, what we're seeing with this Matt Remke and Ryan Reeves and guys fighting all over the league. But there's also been a lot of hits, guys finishing hits and stuff like this, but guys taking vicious hits 2 feet off the board. So one of the guys that I follow on, who's a big hockey fan, Heat Daddy. Now I'm gonna let you know that if you follow the Heat Daddy, you got to know he's pretty racy as far as his takes. Not racist, but racy with his takes, right? Like uses a lot of profanity, stuff like this. It's a locker room guy, but he put up something like in a conversation. He said, "Bro, now I'm getting a little fed up. This is hockey. You got to have your head up and protect yourself. What is going on anymore? Simply don't be defenseless. Then this is hockey, right?" So I absolutely agree. So I said, rule number 1. Get out of the way. But rule number 2 is if you're going to get hit, get up against the boards. Everybody knows that. When you learn how to hit, you don't learn how to deliver a hit. You learn how to protect yourself taking a hit. So if you saw like Connor Bedard and all these guys getting hit a few feet off the boards, that's their own fault. This used to be common knowledge, so it's skating through the neutral zone with your head down and getting blown up. Defenseless is football, not hockey. The greatest retweeted tweet, this is the greatest response I've ever said. And Neal even looked at me and goes, he responded that to you? Graham Mink, and his tag is called Terrible Daddy. He capitals, false. Oh. Not sure if you ever played the game, but those who have played at a high level know that the best way to maintain possession is to turn your back to the other player and hopefully draw a penalty. Go back to your video games.
Well.
Which I responded pretty much that I pretty much said, "Oh, wow, that's incredible. If I don't do the video games, but if you do, you can go play any one of my players in any version that you want.
Go play the video game I'm in.
Because I'll be here polishing my 4 Stanley Cup rings."
Yeah. Never play hockey a day in your life.
I love that. But, dude, shout out to Graham Mink for actually making my day.
Yeah.
But I guess there is that much stupidity out
Twitter's
there.
a scary place.
And
man.
but thank you to all, and this is why I love all the people. Dude, there's more pictures of me with a Stanley Cup on
right.
Twitter right now. So, I mean, am I trending?
Real quick, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ryan Dunn, Detroit's in talk with Hannafin. Ryan, why? For real, why? On a rental, man.
It's not the year. Like you
not
even
the
said it.
time
You know
for
what the
rental.
biggest thing is, Neal and Spenny, that you said? Look at who you have to go through. Mm-hmm. Are you built, right? No, you're built for that experience and stuff. The biggest thing is let's make the playoffs because you never know what can happen.
Let's go Red Wings party. What do you think State needs to do to make the tournament? They're going to be in the tournament.
Yeah,
they're
they'll
Michigan
be in the
State.
tournament.
They're in. So they're good to go.
It'll be 11, 10 or 11 seed.
Don't worry, though. They'll take care of it. Spenny, I'm telling you. They'll take care of it.
I saw a nice fucking draw that they had, and if it was the draw they get, I'd be pretty happy.
Who, the Mountain West team?
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I think it was. I don't remember. But
All right.
It was nice.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. That does it for today. D-Mac and I will be back at it tomorrow with KG and Spencer Raxter as well. Thursday, what do we have? What do we have Thursday? Anything?
No, I don't think so. We didn't do RIP Tuesday yesterday, so we can do it tomorrow.
We're doing RIP Thursday. RIP Tuesday on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
I'm in.
RIP, we're in. All right, everybody, we'll get back at you for the RIP. For D-Mac, KG, Spencer Raxter, I'm Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.